probably write stuff.
And we need the affirmation to start that affirmating.
I like it, the affirmating. But negating makes sense, but affirmating.
Why are we affirmating when we could be after-dating?
No! Guys, I have a bar. This is.
Ah, bar!
Why are we negating when we can be beating Lily up and taking her food?
Why are we dating when we
Could be stealing my food.
Yeah,
I don't
could
know
be
why.
dating?
When we can be water dating.
When we could be
Hating.
Skating.
Waiting.
That's boring.
Wait, don't you just should? Okay, cool.
Thank you. Do you want some grapes? Oh, does anyone else want a piece of random vegan protein bar?
It's vegan.
Can I try?
The bees. I'll have some. I killed the bees. Coursing through my.
That's good.
God.
No, I'm good. I've had enough protein bars. My mom gives me like 3.
I don't really know how to run my stuff.
This is very good.
So I let you. And that is why we are here right now doing it.
Okay. Okay, screw the timer. For now. Okay, so.
Should I follow normal way? I'm gonna practice going on.
You can follow.
Enough.
So, time starts now. I strongly affirm the resolution that this house should shut up and dance. So, here are definitions. We're going to start with definitions. So, house is the home of Notre Dame that we all know and love, because according to Webster, basically a house is also known as a building in which people meet for a particular activity. According to Webster. Also, we define shut up as like be quiet and cause someone to stop talking, basically. And then dance is move in a quick and lively way. Our first contention is that of we crazy, which basically states that there's like a huge likelihood of this happening. Notre Dame has had a history of teacher bullying, of like throwing balloons around in the community center, and popping them and scaring the crap out of people. And first of all, look at the board. Yeah.
There's no detail with that.
I know, but it's a history of we crazy. So, also we did that weird bunny hop dance together in the community center. That was part of when the entire,
You mean the Julie?
yeah, I always call it the community center because that's basically. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, so whatever. Julie Billiard Hall. Damn it. Okay. Gym. Okay, so basically we did that huge bunny hop dance thing where everyone, as a unified community, like did this really weird dance where you flat tire the person in front of you. So thus, considering this crazy history that we have, there's a very high likelihood that we would all just shut up and dance, whether in a meeting in the gym, or whether in a classroom, or whether, okay, we crazy. See, this, so, on to our second contention. Our second contention is about stress relief, and basically the benefits of just shutting up and dancing. So, depression is a huge problem, especially in the teenage years, and it affects the community as a whole. If someone is having suicidal thoughts, it could impact their friends, it could impact their family, and dying, essentially, is very, very bad. If someone dies, it could affect the entire community. They had a future in front of them. They could have, who knows, they could have, like, basically been an advocate for for women's rights. They could have been a scientist that discovered the cure for cancer. They could have been, like, the discoverer of new technology. They could have been this huge innovator. But if depression plays a role, and if we don't shut up and dance, maybe that one day they're not happy, then, you know, bad things will happen. And the community will be devastated. So, one factor that causes stress is, I have a witness account, classes such as WAP. So, World History AP, essentially, a lot of people have testified one of the hardest AP classes you'll have, apparently. So, World History AP, huge, pretty big workload for sophomore year. 10 pages of notes, like sometimes 5 though. But lots of tests, big picture questions. Those are terrifying. Essays and like just detail multiple choice in general. That will cause you stress. You stay up all night studying for like 5 chapters for the test, and then like bad things will happen. Even if my opponents argue that finals have passed, stress is still a problem. Yes.
Oh yeah, so the nation's work was wild. So how are we going to implement this shutting up and dancing?
That was addressed in my first contention of We Crazy, because I already stated that we have done several crazy acts in the past, like the bunny hop dance, which is pretty much as close as shutting up and dancing as you'll get, except we weren't necessarily shut up. But that increases the likelihood of this ever like happening in such as a meeting with like the entire school inside the gym and stuff. So that's how we're gonna implement that. That's the the highest likelihood that it would happen. Could also happen in a mixer, although I don't think people will shut up. Okay. Notes. Okay. First contention, crazy. Second contention, stress relief. Oh yeah. And third contention is about obesity and how it's a growing problem in America. So essentially, what does shutting up and dancing do? Once again, the definition of dance is to move in a quick and lively way. Moving in a quick and lively way helps you burn calories. You might argue that PE is enough for that. No, it isn't. It's just like half of PE is learning about muscles and stuff, and then the other half of PE is actually doing the Zumba and stuff. So we could impact the school in a larger way if maybe we just shut up and freaking dance, okay? So, like, you could wave your arms wildly around. You could, like, do the can-can or something, and you'll get exercise from it. Like, you know, Lily probably knows that I'm really out of shape. That's why she initiated the whole thing where we run 2 laps or something, like, in Donnelly. So, as you can see, exercise is clearly a huge problem, and it's impacting America as a whole. In fact, Michelle Obama said that we should get at least 1 hour of exercise each day. So, that's why we can combat obesity with this dancing. So our fourth contention is building community. In case you haven't noticed, Notre Dame is one of like the best schools for community you can get. We're liberal. We do the alma mater thing. We're like, and you know, and then we do a lot of things together. Like for instance, Spirit Week, working together to make those gym decks, and then seeing all the other like classes have those beautiful gym decks, and just bringing that all together inside the gym and having fun and games and shouting and craziness. It's awesome. So it's like by shutting up and dancing together, essentially we create that same feeling of community that we can have.
Yeah, this is a quick.
Yes, this is our fourth contention about community. So, as you know, as I had stated earlier, in fact, Notre Dame is a very community-central mixing pot community where everyone is accepted no matter who they are. Everyone is respected. They have dignity, obviously, and everyone is essentially like cared about, right? I mean, you don't go every day in your life being like, wow, no one loves me. Because when you go to Notre Dame, you're like, my friends. Yeah, my friends.
Can I come to the men's room?
Do you have a
I'll
question?
step in here. Just kind of have to
Wait,
know that.
Perlin, do you have a question? Or are you just...
Wait,
Okay.
guys,
So for these reasons, I strongly affirm the resolution.
You can
that
have
this
them
house
back
shall-
from us. Okay. Claire, go run 2 laps. You reminded me.
What?
Go run 2 laps on Grace's back. I like how she never questioned how we were running. She never questioned that I was making her run. She just did it.
Your
Like
captain.
walked her shame out of here.
Well, I think she respects your captain authority.
Why is she running 2 laps?
I told her to.
Debate laps.
She reminded me about
Lily
it, so I.
instituted debate laps weeks for parley people.
It
and
actually
I'm
it actually increases endorphins and she'll be happier.
Just know I should remember to do that one. Start doing it again tomorrow.
I track so extensively.
Are you not gonna be here then?
I don't know how this is gonna work.
Did you do it last time?
Talk to the coach.
Oh, there, go. She's actually
The thing is, I have enough attendance points. I have enough attendance points to come like at least. I have enough attendance points for me to come like once a week and get away with it. Maybe. And like when I do like, and you know, it's not like I'm ditching for like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Miss BMAC knows like the whole, like Miss BMAC knows how to like balance, like how kids have to balance.
Oh wait, what's the speech and debate website?
Oh,
NDSJSD.com.
So I might come like, I might not come at all some weeks, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Can I have a time?
It'll be like quieter.
You guys won't.
I would like a time thing, por favor.
Okay.
Got you. That was me.
Nice.
Wait, why was Claire out and about?
Are you gonna be here till 5?
It's gonna be so quieter without everyone.
Nice, Claire.
Poor Kate, was she running?
Because she reminded me.
Alright. Is everybody ready to resume today's most thrilling debate?
I need to get another time.
I would like to begin as an off-time whatchamacallit by reminding everybody that today is my birthday. And if so, be crying shame if you all were to vote against me. Just saying. And of course, I accept your thanks for debating on my birthday. And with that, I'm going to start my time now. So I strongly negate today's resolution that this house should shut up and dance. So we accept our opponent's definitions. And I want to start by addressing their first point, that there's a high likelihood of this happening for this reason that their plan is a total go. So I'm going to ask them, because they said, and I quote, "We crazy," to demonstrate that Notre Dame as a collective will shut up and dance. I can see the dancing happening organically, but I cannot see the shutting up part happening. I think my opponents have no enforcement on their plan. They have no way to make sure that their plan actually happens. If they had said, "Oh, Miss Dahlman will be there to tell people to shut up," I could see that. But instead, they insisted that Notre Dame would somehow magically be forced to comply to the every whim of the affirmation. And if you ask me, that is terrifying. My partner asks you to imagine a room full of North Koreans silently swaying to an invisible beat, commanded, forced to do so by some uncaring authority, because that is what the affirmation is advocating for. Furthermore, my opponent's rhetoric by saying "we crazy" is a slur against those who are neurodivergent. This oppressive language, which puts down in a negative fashion those with mental illnesses, is hateful and frankly judged as a reason alone that they should be voted down. Because this kind of hateful language makes people think, trivializes mental illness, and makes people think that it's okay, haha, I am just so crazy because I love to dance, while ignoring the very real plight of those who suffer from actual mental illnesses, blah blah, genocide. So, I'm going to get into the rest of their point. First, that the high likelihood of this is actually terrible, as I'm going to get into, that we actually don't want people to shut up and dance. And also, that this would happen, again, removes consent by presuming it. You can't just assume that Notre Dame will all shut up and dance on their own. You need to have a yes first. Silence is not consent. Is what the affirmation is advocating for. So, they also claim it's a de-stressor. But the thing is dancing inherently good? They talk about how all these people just love dancing so much, but frankly, a lot of people don't. For a lot of people, it's big, it's scary, it's outside of their comfort zone. It could lead to bullying if someone doesn't dance well enough. They're claiming it's good for all these people who are in tough spots. For all these people in tough spots, it could be the thing that pushes them over to the brink of despair. Honestly, furthermore, that first part of the resolution, that shutting up that you see right there, that would in fact drive students on the brink of suicide to be silenced.
We define dance as to move in a quick and lively way. There really is no coherent standard for it.
See, that's dancing that could definitely cause you to be bullied. Yes. Furthermore, what about people with no legs? It is substantially more difficult than vertical jumping like the fact that I do not have time for this.
I said waving your arms up. Well, it works too.
Okay. Furthermore, my opponent's definition of dancing is troublesome because moving in a quick and lively fashion can be a link to prostitution. To my partner. This kind of sexualization is highly detrimental. And this is all these terrible things. My opponent is terrible. Alright, third
We
one,
don't agree with the
obesity.
definitions, by the way. We don't agree with that.
Yeah, we're substituting dancing to move in a rhythmic fashion without making any kind of contact. Anyways, yeah. So our third one was on obesity. They were talking about how it was really great. But I think this plays into two things. One, objectification. Saying the only thing that matters about girls and our bodies is how we look. One. Two, and it's just a certain position of privilege. They say Michelle Obama to exercise an hour a day. For many people, this isn't something that's feasible. So because of this, my opponents just hate both fat people and poor people. Furthermore, Self Magazine, a woman's magazine, says that 85% of losing weight is about diet, not exercise. So clearly, yeah. Anyways, fourth contention on school spirit. Again, let's talk about a room of silently, awkwardly jerking around people. North Koreans, all of them, commanded to dance by some unseen, unfeeling presence. Terrifying. That is not school spirit. So many of the things that they love, like gymnastics, like all those great things, those are only possible with communication and talking. Which is why this house, oh wait, no, I have to get to the diss side. We have a diss side to their point on the commodification of female bodies. By telling them to shut up and dance, we're telling them it's all about their bodies. It's all about the way they look. It's not about what they have to say. So one, whole blah, 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 silence is consent, really terrible. But also two, objectification. This destroys and discourse because we're no longer allowed to talk. Debate would be no more because we'd be too busy shutting up, which is kind of bad. It would devalue female bodies, lead to genocide because we see them as less, and it would be really terrifying and terrible, and that's why our opponents lead to genocide.
Yes.
So, with that, I'm going to move into our counter plan advocacy. I don't know. That this house would be all in this together. Because of the words of the great man behind me, a house divided cannot stand. So, we say that this house should be all in this together, and this has some great, great benefits. Yeah. Oh shoot, I screwed up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so first, diplomacy and working together. We all have a stake in the rights of others. We are stronger together. We are better together. We will be super great, and once we know who we are all stars, and we can make our dreams come true. Unlike the case of the affirmation. No one's dreams are coming true. Only some frightening, horrifying monster land full of objectification and hate for minorities, which is bad, Judge. That's really bad. Don't vote for that.
I like the high school musical.
Yeah, for this. Oh, yeah, two. Our second point is on economic and environmental benefits. Cooperation encourages economic benefit because we're sharing the ideas that we have, the good ideas. And they're better able to spread instead of everything being hid behind pads are bad. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And as well as environmental benefits. Because if we work together, we're better able to face the challenges that before us. For instance, global warming, which really needs to be addressed right now because it's their positive feedback loop. Furthermore, we're all going to die within like 15 years, point of no return. The nation alone solves for global warming. Oh, and also crime down because we're all in this together and we're not hurting each other. So that's a social benefit. We are all in this together. Oh yeah, we're all better. Soft power increases because we are all in this together. Truly, all of us. Because all of us is this world together. It's working together.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you're guys forcing people to do stuff too?
No, we're all just gonna work together. Working obviously, you don't know much about teamwork. Affirmation.
Yeah,
Why do you call it that?
Together, everyone.
Come on, let's have some fun.
Yeah, she knows it too.
I know the entire dance. Was that your? Did they make that one?
No,
Celebration.
It was my
Finally
generation.
figured.
Yeah. I know the entire dance along, sing along version.
When Zac Efron did not show up for the reunion, I got so upset. I just turned off the TV and
No, that's because Troy Bolton,
And then-
whatever
and
his
then
sorry name was.
all right, back down later.
Wait, I've never seen
Later.
this individual before.
This is Riya. She just joined Fate. No, like last week or a week and a half ago.
But yeah, she did recently. What grade
Oh,
is she? You're not that much
I'm
of a
fresh.
terrible person.
Happy birthday, Courtney.
Thank you.
You're saying happy birthday to her. I was like,
Wait, what grade are you in?
I'm a freshman.
Why didn't you join her?
Constitution.
oh, because I did the fall play in the first semester.
She's one of those actors.
I guess I am. Where you go?
Okay, we are all in this together. Time starts now. I'm Riya, and I strongly affirm the resolution
that the house should shut up and dance. So, first I'm going to refute our opponent's points. They first said that us making them shut up and dance is a notion of control. We're not trying to control them. Being quiet, an example is being quiet in class is not trying to control people and lead them to prostitution. And also, meditating is also moving while being quiet. They're not going to become prostitutes by moving while being quiet. We're not trying to promote the fact that their bodies mean more than themselves. Yes.
That was their point.
And noises.
No, that was their point.
Quick and lively movement.
And they also said that they're making everyone work together. By dancing, all of us are already working together. And also obesity is a health problem, which we have. Sorry, I'm refuting their contention that that we're discriminating against obese people. Obesity is a health problem, which will cause people to discriminate against them. So if they dance, then they are reducing their obesity. And people who aren't obese and maybe have anorexia, they can increase their muscle by dancing. Yeah, with their definition, people with diseases, us trying to make them dance is, us trying to cure them is discrimination, which is not. It is increasing.
Don't worry, Lily, I'll get you an piece of work for your definition, please. Because it's still by the focus.
Okay.
Actually, Oliver and I were discussing this because in the Super Bowl is one of the points.
I was like, you said,
Okay. Our opponents misinterpreted us using crazy as a mental illness. We were trying. It's a word of slang that is used very often for
creating words.
It's the teenage vernacular.
yeah. It's vernacular for we act differently. Yeah, or silly.
Otherwise.
And now I move on to our second contention was stress. NBC says that 31% kids are in stress and 34% are anticipating stress.
Where did this come from?
That NBC. And that increases their rate of suicide by 50%. The teenage rate of suicide increased by 50% due to stress. And 5 minutes of happiness and dancing can make them forget about their sadness. So by taking away the 5 minutes of happiness, you're increasing suicide. And genocide was very irrelevant. I have no idea why that was mentioned. Because genocide, also known as ethnic cleansing, is a mass murder or mass killing of people of a specific culture, and dancing has nothing to do with culture. And they also said that dancing can lead to bullying. First, we were talking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a no bullying tolerance. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no tolerance for bullying. No tolerance for bullying. So even if that person does get bullied, we will make sure that they go through therapy to become happier, and the person who is bullying them will get kicked out. And dancing is full body work, and we danced in PE for a reason, because it is fun and it is exercise. So we're decreasing obesity and it's fun at the same time. I'm going back to the contention of stress relief. Suicide affects friends, family, and school. Recently, a death of a student named Lucas Angelo affected the entire community, and over 1,000 people came together to mourn for him. This is from Mercury News. And so, by affecting the community, by suicide rates going up, you're affecting the community, which also increases the chances of them being depressed too, and then that will also lead to suicide. Now, I'm. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go on to our fourth contention. We're building community, and as I already refuted earlier, they said that by building community and dancing, we're trying to make people feel that their bodies are more important than them when we're making them be quiet. But that's not what we're trying to do, because meditation is also moving while being quiet, and that's not trying to make people feel that their bodies are more important than them. And also, they kept saying, imagine North Koreans swaying back and forth. We aren't only talking about North Koreans. We're talking about the entire Notre Dame. We're not only North Koreans. We're Americans. We're Italians. We're German. And
There are no North Koreans.
oh,
That's what you
They
think.
wouldn't.
If they weren't here, you wouldn't know because they'd be deserters. If that's the secret.
Okay, enough.
Sorry.
I only have 5 seconds left.
You forgot
just
to
finish
review
up.
Zac Efron. Zac Efron
That's
is not a point.
So,
I'm going to go.
okay.
I'm going to go F.
I thought my life would
I have
be
this.
musical. For one, I'm not going to
Yeah.
stand here, so.
Yeah, F, and then
This is
decide
actually very
next space. Right?
No, this is a horrible way to flow. Do you want me to interview you? Get this
now.
big of a paper.
So,
I don't think they allow that.
we strongly negate and reject today's resolution that this house should shut up and dance.
What if we tape together a bunch of paper? What'd you say to me? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay. There's a total mess. Okay. To refute their first contention of the likely, or okay, we talked about in their first contention how their rhetoric included slang that was extremely like oppressive and rude towards, or like, and was hateful, and is hateful language towards people with like mental illnesses and stuff like that. And the only reputation for this was that it was slang, and it's a way for categorizing people because we act differently, and it's a way to categorize people. Okay, that's number one. That's otherizing people. Okay, generalizing an entire population. It's discriminatory. They could. It's discriminatory by saying that we crazy. They're saying. By saying we crazy, they're generalizing the entire Notre Dame community by saying that we all have mental illnesses, or all have mental illnesses, which is not,
You told them.
that was not, number one, not true, and number two, extremely oppressive and generalizing and rude, and really bad. Also, they talked about how it was simply slang, and they acted as if it was harmless. Slang can actually be extremely harmful. If you take a look at not only the word that they use, which is crazy, but also you can reference the N-word. Even though this is considered slang, it's extremely harmful and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. Negative connotations. Like, used to oppress people in the past. Genocide. Bad. Okay.
Slavery.
Okay. And they also, I'm not going to take a question right now.
Ow.
They also said by dancing Okay, well, they also said by dancing together, they're already working together. That's not really how dancing works. Unless it's a group dance. Unless it's a group dance, they didn't specify. Okay, they didn't specify any. They didn't specify what kind of dance it was going to be anyway. So we need to assume it's going to be individual dancing. Like they used the bunny hop as an example, but they didn't specify in their plan text or whatever the heck they used for a plan. But they were going to make it a community dance. They just simply said dancing was to move in a quick and lively way. Anyway, they also completely dropped our point of how their definition of shutting up and being silent removes consent. So extend the part that, extend the part that extend the part that shutting or silence is not consent. Extend it, even though it doesn't. What's happening? Oh. As for stress, okay. Number one, this is completely non-unique. Notice how they also talk about like how all the benefits of dancing and how we use it, or how we do it in like PE and already. So like if we have PE classes and have dancing implemented into these PE classes, it's completely non-unique. Their whole point about suicide and stress,
People are already
Yeah, so we might as well not try to say that.
so yeah, like.
At Notre Dame.
You said it was not unique.
Like their 5 minutes of happiness, people literally just take a PE,
Why
PE
listen to
class.
my speeches? I don't
Non-unique.
Isn't it 7 minutes?
Non-unique.
I've seen it for 12 minutes. You have to like watch that.
Health problems. Okay, they talked about how dance is going to solve for reducing obesity and anorexia. But notice how the affirmative team is only put focus on issues with how people look. Okay, when people are obese or have anorexia, they have their
Physical manifestations.
their physical manifestations, and they could have talked about
Cancer.
they could have talked about how dancing, a physical activity, releases endorphins. They could have talked about how it reduces the chance of cancer. It improves mental health, stuff like that. They didn't talk about this at all. Instead, they decided to devote an entire contention based on
Shame women for their bodies.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Also extend the part where living healthy is 85% diet, and it's just 85% diet. They're not necessarily solving for it's self-magazine says so. They're not necessarily solving for healthy living anyway. So even if you don't buy our point, buy the fact that they're not going to be solving for much, because number one, they're already dancing classes in the status quo, so it's not unique. And number two, it's not going to solve for much, because the time that they're going to implement, which we're going to assume is 5 minutes, because they said 5 minutes of happiness. We're going to assume it's 5. Yeah, right? I don't care. Whatever. The time that they're going to use.
What's your judgy face?
The time they're going to use to dance isn't that much. And as for the community thing, I already refuted this. It's non-unique. Okay, they're already kids are already stressed in the status quo. No one from Notre Dame has committed suicide in
A while.
a while. Let's just go with a while. Let's go with 3 years.
Or anybody hopping into the status.
Berlin.
Yeah.
How do you know that someone right now is not depressed at Notre Dame?
We're not okay.
It's not because they're not dancing.
There's no reason that dancing would solve this, because I already refuted, or I've already talked about.
If it's trivializing mental illness, that seems to be expectancy.
They're trivializing mental illness by saying that it can be fixed by simply dancing alone.
Just get over your depression, guys.
Also, I have a block for this. By their plan of shutting up and dancing, people can't ask for help because everyone is fucking silent. Okay?
Don't say the F word.
It's not.
Calls us out for saying crazy and then says the F word.
It's not aggressive.
I'm addressing.
There is no genocide.
I'm
There is no genocide. There is no negative connotation for fuck. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't think so.
No negative connotation.
They were just going on about prostitution.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't say the Lord's name in vain.
Forcing Christianity on her. You're a list.
I'm gonna address that.
Okay, even though NC has no tolerance for bullying or whatever, if people are silent, how can they ask for help anyway? I don't understand. My time is up.
Showing up with feminism.
My time is up. Okay, extend.
What? Extended?
Yeah. Okay, extend our entire case, because they essentially dropped every single thing. They didn't refute our counterpoint. They didn't refute our thing about diplomacy working together, how we reduce a we-they thing.
And everything at all.
They can see that we saw global warming.
Yeah, and they conceded that we solved global warming. So if you don't buy anything I said refuting their speech, buy our fucking counterpoint, because
We never even agreed.
Even your partner's instructing you to stop.
they conceded and they didn't refute anything. just
Wait,
extend it
all
all.
of those reputations are over time. I'm afraid they will take into consideration in today's round.
Which ones, Lily?
All of the ones after time.
When was time? Was that clearly communicated to
Yes,
everyone?
my
here?
timer went off.
I didn't hear
Yeah.
it. Lily, are you otherizing me
Pearl's
based on the
timer
metaphor?
also
You're
went off.
otherizing her.
She's dead.
Pearl's timer also went off.
Her disability.
I
Oh
seriously,
my
I do
god.
not hear either of these things. So
We're
I'll
such an
just
ableist
engage
society.
myself.
I can see this. Lily is oppressing
She
you
got
because you're not
through-
full white, Grace.
She got up to their case, and then timer went off.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I
it's
bring
Grace
that up at
again?
the beginning of mine because it's stuff they would have had a chance otherwise. Did she use up the grace period, Lily? It is named after me.
She was long after.
It's Grace's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
grace period is doubly long than Grace's. Only on her team speeches though. FYI. Alright.
She begs.
Excuse me.
Alright, timer.
Wait, can you take off the mask? Why are you wearing the mask?
Because it was a birthday present from our dear judge. But if she's going to victimize my team, maybe I should just take it off.
It's too
Don't
valuable,
mask your
though.
beauty.
Okay.
Don't you see this?
Start.
She gave you a mask to hide your truth.
So, I strongly negate today's resolution that this house should shut up and dance. So, I'm going to start by going over my 3 voting issues. But before I do that, I'd like to clear up the jumble of speech our partner had. She talked about the bits that our opponents had dropped and how you could extend global warming across the globe since it was conceded. Alright. Yeah. Let's get into the important stuff now. So, first voting issue, genocide. So because my opponents otherize women, those who are neurodivergent, and minorities, I think this is really terrible. Because they both objectify and silence women, shame and victimize those who are neurodivergent, and I guess shame and also victimize minorities. Because you see all of these things, because they're shown that they are worth less, they create this we they mentality that is the first step of many on the path to genocide. So this genocide is real, it's here, and it's going to happen, and everybody starts shutting up and dancing. And it's not going to be able to stop it, because everyone's going to be shutting up and dancing, and there is no time to protest when you are shutting up and dancing. Alright, let's see, what else do I have to talk about? 2, their problematic language. Even after my partner and I have highlighted so thoroughly how terrible it is to say crazy, my opponent still chose to victimize me, to call me out, to otherize me before my speech even started by saying she crazy. And I feel that this language has continued means that my opponent is aware of what they're doing, but chooses to cause genocide anyways. They choose to otherize and victimize the negation team. And because of this has outside of the round effects, which are really terrible, and that they just kind of try to dismiss and wave off because they thought it was slang, even though they knew exactly how much harm this slang was causing to others. So, and my partner's swearing wasn't offensive because it has no such negative connotations. It has never been a word of oppression, but actually instead has been used by counter movements as a way of reclaiming dialogue. And my opponents need to stop.
Reference slang.
That was really commanding of you.
Reference
Stop. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Commonly used in the speech of hip hop, slam poetry, and other such languages that minorities use to tell their narrative. Thanks. I'd like my opponents to show respect to me during their speech, like we have shown them. So, anyways, language report uses it to tell the narrative. It doesn't have these negative oppressive connotations that the words that my opponents have used time and again have. Okay? And even if they were, we are unaware of them, as opposed to my opponents, who know the negative connotations but choose to use them anyways because they really hate people who aren't like them. Alright, let's talk about our third point. Extinction.
Yes.
Like my partner mentioned, and like I'll mention again, nobody bothered to refute that us all being in this together would solve for global warming. Because my opponents did not refute this, this means it stands as conceded. So because it stands as conceded, this means that global warming will only be averted if this house is all in this together. So because of this, global warming solved. Them, not solved. You know what this means, Judge? Negation alone prevents extinction. Alright, yes, so, once more, we, the negation team, have clearly won today's debate because we alone do not advocate for genocide. We also do not use problematic language, which has detrimental effects on minorities in real life. And thirdly and finally, perhaps most importantly, we alone solve for extinction. If all of us are dead, no one can shut up and dance, and no one can all be in this together, which is really sad. Except for, it's good that we all can shut up and dance. FYI. Yeah.
So extinction's good.
Well,
Grace,
no.
let's stop here.
Anything is better than being forced to shut up and dance.
Awesome. Bro, can you remove Alex from his current position and put him elsewhere?
I like him where he is.
I
I like him just the way he is. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna go home and go to sleep.
Alright, Claire, go. Pearl, erase Alex and put him elsewhere.
We should just erase this whole thing, okay?
Okay.
And make
No,
sure
don't erase it.
I'm not gonna erase this.
Erase Alex.
I'm going to erase everything.
So
Put Alex
aggressive.
by my left hand and put someone else by my right hand and get him out from where he is.
Yeah, why is Alex there? That's really abusive.
Alright, Claire, go.
To Alex.
Okay, time starts now. This is the vote issue speech, and this I just spit everywhere. These are reasons why you, judge, should vote for the affirmative in this debate. So I can go over what our
There's so much
opponents were
authority, I know.
essentially arguing. So their main arguments against our arguments were North Koreans swaying around and bad vernacular, and like how that makes all people seem categorized, all people seem victimized, and prostitution. This is okay. I'd like to address the fact that this won't, like dancing, won't lead to prostitution. So first of all, I'm gonna go over the whole vernacular thing that my partner had addressed. So she stated that it was common vernacular that people use for silly behavior or otherwise funny behavior. So by our opponent's logic, if you say someone's happy, that's categorizing them and oppressing them because they feel happy and sometimes other people don't. Okay, so that's my argument against that. Not only do they criticize our problematic language, but they state that the word F, U, fudge, basically has no...
Attacking us for our alleged use of fudge. Completely new. Nobody at all has brought the word
Nobody
fudge.
even said fudge. She's
I
choosing not to
am
swear.
choosing not to swear because I am not as mean
Your
as my
other
opponents
right.
are.
Just go.
Okay? So using this word, they claim it has no negative connotations at all. I'd like to state, I'm pretty sure you know this already, but it's pretty much like a curse word because it relates to the action that they criticized about our moving. So basically, essentially, they criticize the fact that they basically criticized our definition and basically misinterpreted it as sex, and then said the word. Yes, and then we can see how this is clearly hypocritical in this round. They are derogatory. We are not. They're so hypocritical. Okay, anyway,
Fuck means to strike someone.
with something strange, okay? Like
What's
No.
something strange? It's in everyone.
It came from the word to strike.
Okay.
What's
Also, this
that?
is totally a new argument, but Everyday Health says that dancing relieves stress, so that's the thing. And then my opponents are saying we're only dancing for 5 minutes. I never said 5 minutes, but let's just argue by that.
You never specified a time either.
Okay,
Yeah.
we never specified a time because we can dance whenever the hell we want to.
Oh,
Don't say that, This is the last speech. Screw it. Oh
my god! The dramatic! My heart.
I'm so tired right now. We're all freaking hypocrites. Okay. So what was I saying?
You can dance anytime.
Okay, we can dance anytime. Have you ever been sad one day and one person goes up to you and says, "Hey, you look nice today," or "Hey, you're awesome," and you felt better? That's an instance of like basically literally a second or like a single sentence that can make someone feel better. And our dancing,
Point
like,
of order?
Yeah, point of order.
yeah,
Pause time.
what was stated.
So you have to make the point of order.
Yeah, girl.
Your case sucks.
Okay, that's not a point of order. And I did
Continue.
address the fact that like happiness for just a short amount of time can cause someone who's sad one day to feel better. Okay, anyway, they said that our suicide argument was non-unique because
Ow.
dancing doesn't reduce stress, but we just proved that in our new argument that was brought up here, and they didn't even point of order it, so I don't really care. Not paying attention anyway. But anyway, they basically just said that suicide was non-unique, and we're all like, okay, let's set that aside. Yeah, we'll set aside all the people who could have a bright future, the families they affect, the people they affect, the friends they affect. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so, they were just talking about how control, like basically dancing is control. Essentially, by that logic, like telling like a child to be quiet while they're like screaming in mass or something is control. Telling like, which it kind of is. But Spirit Week is forcing people to go to some fun event. That's control. Oh no! And then like that whole. That's why okay, and that's why their argument about North Koreans is flawed. We're not having some dictatorship where we're forcing people to do something that's bad. We're trying to like help people to become more healthy. Oh, and that goes on to like the obesity argument. They said that we're discriminating against fat people because we want to help people with obesity. Oh no, we're trying to help them, right? That's basically
It's
like
the
saying
physically
that when we
diverse
try to cure someone with a disease, they can walk up to us and say, "You're discriminating people with this disease," and then we can't cure them. They are going to cause the genocide. They are going to cause world destruction. That's why you should vote for us.
Wait, is mentally divergent actually?
Okay, first of all, neurodivergent is just as discriminatory as crazy because it implies that neurotypical, which is the opposite, saying that people whose brains are different are not normal and thus are abnormal, which is
But
otherwise.
I thought the inverse of divergent was